The architects of the new screen, the Synthesia epic. Long before their algorithms spoke in human voices, before their avatars filled corporate boardrooms and classrooms across the world, before their company valuation climbed into the hundreds of millions, Victor Raparbelli and Stefan Gerald were simply two young men staring at a blank future. Not a bleak future, just blank. A blank screen, a blank canvas, a world waiting for something new. What they didn't know then was that their blankness would become the birthplace of a revolution. The moment when moving images, once the domain of studios and sets and crews, became accessible to anyone who could type. What they didn't know was that Synthesia would become the tool that would rewrite the grammar of video itself. It began, as many revolutions do, with frustration. Victor, born in Denmark, had always been fascinated by the psychology of media, how images shape cultures, and how stories rewrite realities. He grew up consuming films obsessively, tinkering with cameras that barely held together, dreaming of Hollywood from thousands of kilometers away. But as he grew older, he began to see the problem clearly. Video was powerful, persuasive, and painfully expensive. Lights, cameras, equipment, editing suites, entire teams for even the simplest clips. Video was the language of the modern world, but one spoken fluently only by the privileged few. At the same time, at the University of Copenhagen, Stefan Gerald was deep in economic models and data. He loved efficiency, stripping complexity down
As you can
to
see
its
here, the
simplest,
quarterly figures
cleanest
have increased by 15%.
He saw waste everywhere in the corporate world. Time wasted making the same training videos in every department. Money wasted on production cycles. Talent wasted editing footage frame by frame. And he kept asking, why, in a world of software, is video still so painfully manual? Both men felt the pressure of constraint. Both dreamed of liberation. Both wanted to reshape how people communicate. When their paths finally crossed, introduced by mutual friends who sensed something electric, they spoke for hours. Video, AI,
What if a camera wasn't a camera
identity,
anymore?
story,
Then
automation,
Video Dex MQ
new
software.
languages. By sunrise, Victor turned to Stefan and said the sentence that would spark everything. What if a camera wasn't a camera anymore? And Stefan replied, then video becomes software. They knew the idea was audacious, even dangerous, but it was possible. A small team formed around them. Brilliant researchers like Professor Matthias Niesner, one of Europe's leading computer vision minds, and other early believers who felt the ground shifting beneath their feet. The group met in cramped apartments, in labs after midnight, in coffee shops with too many empty cups stacked between laptops. Their mission was simple: teach machines to speak as humans do, on screen, with the fidelity of real film. Not deep fakes.
Imagine the
tricks.
possibilities
A new
here.
kind of video.
This space is
generated
perfect
from
for
text.
collaboration and
The
innovation.
technical mountain was
Data.
enormous. Faces were tricky, muscles dancing in micro-expressions. Voices were harder. Pitch, cadence, breath. Movement was nearly impossible, shoulders rising, posture shifting, hands speaking their own language. Give us 1 good minute, Victor would say encouragingly during low moments. 1 minute of AI-generated video that looks real enough to trust. They worked until their eyes burned. And one night, it happened. A synthetic presenter spoke a line of text typed into a simple interface. The lips moved correctly. The eyes blinked naturally. The voice carried warmth. The delivery felt human. It wasn't perfect, not yet, but it was alive. A new medium had been born. When they unveiled Synthesia's first public demo in 2017, the world didn't just watch. It gasped. Corporate leaders leaned forward. Educators blinked in astonishment. Filmmakers felt both excitement and fear. Marketers saw the future of global communication. Investors hovered like satellites awaiting gravitational pull. Because the message was clear. You can now create video by typing. No cameras, no actors, no studios, just imagination. Suddenly, anyone could be on screen in any language, any culture, any setting, instantly. The founders used the momentum to land early enterprise clients. They walked into fluorescent-lit boardrooms where executives had spent decades treating video as a line-item expense, not a creative tool. Victor would stand at the front, press a key, and let an avatar speak. Many execs whispered, "This changes everything." Funding followed, from angels, then VCs, then top-tier firms. Synthesia raised round after round, each larger than the previous, each one capturing headlines and industry interest. But none of this happened by accident. Behind every funding announcement were endless nights, endless refinements, endless moments where the founders wondered if their vision was too heavy to carry. As Synthesia grew, so did the ethics questions. Was AI video dangerous? Could it be misused? Should anyone be able to clone themselves digitally? The world was worried about deepfakes, synthetic videos used for misinformation, manipulation, chaos. Victor and Stefan took the concerns seriously, treating ethics not as an afterthought, but as part of the product. They built verification systems, watermarking tools, protocols to prevent abuse, strict policy layers that many competitors lacked. Synthesia's message was firm. We're not here to deceive. We're here to empower. We're here to democratize storytelling responsibly. This stance earned trust, and trust earned growth. Then came the explosion, the rise of large language models, the boom in generative AI, the global shift to remote work, the tidal wave of demand for video communication. Suddenly, the world needed what Synthesia
Stefan's
had been
approach
quietly
integrates the
building
emotional
for
quotient
years.
more directly with the
Their
product
user base
indicators,
surged.
which could enhance user
Marketing
engagement significantly.
teams used avatars to localize training in 40 languages overnight. HR departments built onboarding videos without booking studio time. Startups produced polished content with teams of 2. Schools created multilingual lessons in minutes. Synthesia had become the printing press for video. Revenue climbed. Valuations soared into unicorn territory. The founders' net worth expanded accordingly, though their attention stayed on mission, not money. At conferences, Victor spoke about democratizing creativity. Stefan spoke about eliminating friction in communication. Their researchers spoke about the future of multimodal AI, and the world listened. Nothing about Synthesia's rise was easy. Competitors appeared, dozens, then hundreds, many racing to replicate what the team spent years perfecting. Each new milestone required reinvention. Better realism, better motion, better voices, better rendering, better ethics frameworks. The bar kept rising. The servers ran hot. The team ran hotter. During tough stretches, Stefan, calm, analytical, often anchored the group. Our product isn't video. Our product is communication. Victor, charismatic, visionary, kept reminding everyone, we're not replacing humans. We're amplifying them. The two balanced each other like light and shadow. Their employees often said that Synthesia felt less like a startup and more like a mission-driven film set, all hands working to shoot the story of a lifetime. And in a way, they were. By 2023, Synthesia had become a global phenomenon. Its avatars appeared on screens in offices, hospitals, schools, banks, and government agencies. Its technology powered millions of videos every year.
As you can see, our projections indicate a significant uptrend in Q3, driven by
media.
Let's
Some
move
avatars
forward
became
with
globally
confidence and
recognizable.
innovation.
Digital personalities born from lines of code, but beloved for their clarity, friendliness, and consistency. Documentaries featured Synthesia's role in the AI revolution. Analysts called it one of the most important new communication platforms of the 21st century. Creators used it to break language barriers.
Synthesia's role in the
Companies
AI
used it
revolution,
to train
one of the most
millions of
important new
employees.
communication platforms of the
Nonprofits used
21st
it to
century.
send public health messages where filming crews could never go. The founders watched all this with a strange mix of pride and humility. They were building something bigger than they had ever imagined. A new visual language for the world. Victor Raparbelli sometimes stands in Synthesia's London office at night, staring at the skyline the way a director examines a film set before the cameras roll. He knows they've only shot the opening act. Stephen Gerald, ever the optimist disguised as a realist, studies charts, models, adoption curves. He knows they're on the brink of something exponentially larger. The future they see is not one of synthetic people replacing real ones, but of real people gaining superhuman creative powers. A world where a child can make a global news broadcast from a village in Kenya, where a doctor can train millions without leaving her clinic, where a small business can speak to customers in 50 languages, where creativity is no longer bound by equipment, money, or geography. A world where the screen becomes a window, not a wall. If this were a film, this is where the camera would pull back slowly, rising above the desks, the glowing monitors, the teams writing code that will shape the future of visual communication. Synthetic voices echo. Digital avatars rehearse lines. The next generation of video comes into focus, frame by frame. And at the center of it all stand the founders. Victor Raparbelli, the visionary. Stephen Gerald, the strategist. Their team, the pioneers of synthetic media. They didn't just build a startup. They didn't just build a tool. They built a new language. One that allows every human being on Earth to speak in video. And this is only the beginning.